Many of you know about Noli, the upcoming killer from Forsaken, but I've noticed a lot of you don't exactly know who he is. So I'm going to summarize who he is all in a 6-minute video, so let's just get straight into it. The year was 2007, one of Roblox's earliest days, just a year after it came out, and it's considered the classic era. Guests were around, and the community was pretty swell at the time. Roblox had released an event hosted by Shedletsky where you had to get 4 mysterious objects. Specifically, the third one was titled the Void Star Gift Box, and what seemed like a regular user at the time had gotten it. If you just so happened to have gotten the Void Star Gift Box, you would be granted this item, the Void Star. This started one of the most well-known myths of all time. This user was Noli. After obtaining the Void Star, he suddenly vanished off the platform. Roblox after a year decided to make the Void Star available to the public, and then suddenly Noli had reappeared on Roblox, but he was much different. Typically, if he were to go into any game, they say he would have a dark aura surrounding his avatar, corrupting the game, and shutting all servers down. This is a lot like what he appears in Forsaken. A cult of the latter had surfaced onto the platform, and the Void Star would be used as their insignia. Anyone who had previously bought the Void Star once it was made to the public, their accounts would be hacked. Nobody knows what his motives were during this time, but to me, it really just looks like he was petty that his favorite item was no longer rare, as I'm looking at my sources. 4 or 2 years later, Noli had resurfaced back on Roblox. Oddly, his avatar and profile would appear as a question mark, likely the cause of his exploits he would use. People would find him on the Roblox forums, which was deleted a long time ago. He would be seen spreading the word, and so the darkness descends, which caused administrators to remove him from the platform for good, and all traces of Noli were completely erased and the site was safe for that time being. Although, previously mentioned cults would swear that he would come back typically every month on the 16th, hoping for their leader's return. Not a lot of Noli is known since he was terminated from the platform on the spot before he could even be documented. But what's going on with him and Forsaken? So, many have speculated that Pressure is connected to Forsaken in a way. 2Time is a part of a group called Spawn, and Spawn is somewhat related to NOST. Nostalgia is likely what that stands for, and it's a subdivision for Urban Shade for all we know. They study everything about the Banlands, and NOST is ran by none other than Noli. Before NOST was founded, Noli, after being terminated, was revived by Mr. Shade after giving the ferryman a token. Ever since that day, Noli worked for Urban Shade. Since then, Noli's followers have comprised the many cults of Noli. Now, let's get back to Noli in general. Noli, on his alternative account, had a game titled The Tempest. If you play the game, you'll spawn in a temple-like setting, and if you go inside of said temple, you meet a void-like NPC, with the name Aspects. Keep him in mind, and they have a red spike in front of them for some reason. There is a portal at the back of the temple. If you go around it, and you go inside, the player gets teleported somewhere, and they see a reverse Aspects telling them to leave immediately. There's also a specific rock here on this island, also keep this in mind. If you refuse and don't leave, and look around long enough, you'll find a teleporter pad once again. And if you step on it, it'll put you in a hut with smoke all around the area. If the player goes back to reverse Aspects and then go back to Aspects and to said rock mentioned earlier, they'll find a platform that allows them to go inside a waterfall, where they get teleported again. Geez, Noli really likes teleporting. The new area is a Stonehenge, and they'll see another temple. If you go inside this temple, you'll find a sarcophagus that has unanchored parts. Inside the sarcophagus is a skeleton model entitled Aspects.zdp. Also, if you stay in the Tempest for too long, a message will pop up saying that they made Noli angry or sad, and the temple will break down, and the sky will turn black. It happens at exactly 3:51. The game was made by one of Noli's 50 alternative accounts, which was his first, and God knows how to even pronounce that. A year ago in November 2023, people found an account impersonating Noli for whatever reason with the name Noli the Specs, or just more commonly known as Noli. This was platformed by the Roblox myth community, and it was an ongoing gag in the community, but then the meme eventually just got boring. Supposedly as a joke, Noli had a rivalry with Acycles. Now that's everything I know about Noli, but here's a few extra things. Let's get back to Forsaken now. Noli's voice lines are typically referencing pop culture, or are just literally distorted and pitched down memes, so Noli only speaks through media.
Time for them.
7 minutes.
I like it.
This voice line is a reference to Albert Wesker's voice line 7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you from Dead by Daylight. Also, The Forsaken being connected to pressure part might also be why Noli is being added, but even then, if all of that was confirmed false, then I'm sure he would have just been added either way. This video was recorded pre-update, so not all of this may be correct by the time it's out. Time to pause for a second. I see you've made it this far into the video. Please consider to like and subscribe, that would greatly help my channel out so much and it also makes me happy inside. And if you don't, then